welcome back to Figuring Out, a podcast curated especially for entrepreneurs, leaders, business owners, marketers, and creatives alike. My name is Kevin England. I am the proud founder and CEO of Vonazon, a full-service digital sales and marketing agency that caters to clients worldwide. In each episode, I take the time to discuss relevant topics affecting businesses today. I pull from my own personal experiences as well from stories of other people to leave you with some helpful and meaningful advice. Today's mobile users range from age 7 years old all the way up to age 90 and probably even beyond. So much of the audience that you're trying to target is already an avid mobile user. In fact, worldwide, get this, there are more people now on cell phones than actually own toothbrushes. That's challenging to me. It means a whole lot of yellow teeth out there, but we won't get into that conversation. So if your marketing efforts are not optimized for a mobile screen, it's time to rethink your strategy. In today's podcast, I'll be walking through mobile marketing, what it is, why it's so important, the different types of mobile marketing, its benefits, and its disadvantages. Did you know that 71% of marketers believe that mobile marketing is the core of their business? So stick around, because in this episode, I'm going to tell you why they think that way. So let's dive right in and figure it out together. Let's start from the very beginning. What exactly is mobile marketing? Well, mobile marketing is a multi-channel digital marketing strategy that reaches a target audience on their smartphones, tablets, and other devices through websites, emails, SMS, MMS, social media, and all different types of mobile applications. If you don't know some of these channels or what they entail, don't worry, because we'll be discussing that later on in the podcast. But for now, the key takeaway is this. When mobile marketing is done correctly, it allows you to connect with consumers in real time all over the world, driving demand for your brand and for your products and services. So before I jump into how mobile marketing works, I think it's important for you to understand just how critical it is for your company to have a strategy in place that targets consumers directly at their fingertips. If your team isn't prioritizing user experience on mobile devices, then you're likely losing a big chunk of your intended target audience. So before I move on, here are a couple quick noteworthy stats that'll help to put things in perspective. First, according to eMarketer, the mobile-only audience in the United States will grow to 55.7 million people by 2022. And Adweek estimates that 79% of smartphone users have their phones either on them or near them 22 hours a day. And I'm one of them. You're probably one of them as well. Study shows that today there are more mobile devices in the world than people. That's over 7 billion devices. Now, that's a lot of devices. The time to start optimizing your mobile marketing efforts is now. I've talked about current marketing trends on this podcast before, but one of the most obvious trends of today is mobile marketing. There's even a quote that says, "Mobile is not the future. It is the now. Meet your customers in an environment of their choice, not where it's necessarily convenient for you." This quote couldn't be more accurate for today's modern day consumers. In this day and age, mobile devices are no longer a novelty reserved for just a specific generation. They have become widely adopted and are used by so many different demographics on a daily basis. If your company isn't marketing on a mobile device, then you might as well be considered obsolete. So, how does it exactly work? Well, I'm going to talk through that. Mobile marketing generally includes promotions sent through SMS text messaging, MMS multimedia messaging, push notifications, in-app or in-game type of marketing, mobile websites, or even through QR codes that are scanned on a mobile device. And we all thought QR codes were dead. Keep in mind that mobile marketing just doesn't include smartphones. So depending on your user's device, your marketing methods could potentially differ. For example, studies have shown that smartphone users tend to find informative content to be more relevant, like text-based content. But iPad and tablet users tend to be captivated by interactive advertising and that provides vivid, eye-catching imagery. So know your unique preferences, and understanding that will allow your team to effectively market to their specific needs and wants. Keep in mind that mobile marketing goes far beyond text messages and applications. To ensure that your target users have a cohesive marketing experience, you must consider a responsive design across the board. This means taking into consideration some of the following tips and tricks. We'll start off with a mobile-friendly website. Make sure that your website content fits the screen without these side-to-side type of scrolling or zooming in, which we all do in many situations, and make sure that it loads quickly and is free from mobile-specific errors. The consumer's experience when accessing your mobile website can significantly impact their buying decision. And in the last 6 months, 79% of smartphone users have actually made a purchase online using their mobile device. Knowing this, make sure that your website is optimized for mobile view. And if not, you could be unintentionally turning away so many potential buyers. At Vonazon, we have a team of designated employees who go through each one of our clients' websites on the desktop view, mobile view, tablet view to ensure that the user experience is seamless and accessible across all different types of devices. Consider designating a group of employees at your company who do these quality checks, on all the components of your website to ensure that everything is compatible for all different types of mobile screens that are available to each of us every day. Mobile-friendly marketing, SMS and MMS. In fact, SMS stands for short message service, and MMS is for multimedia message services. These methods are two direct methods that you can use to send content out to your consumers. Well, SMS only really allows you to send these short text messages. MMS allows you to send pictures and audio and even short videos, apart from the long text messages they allow you to send out. Figure out what message, you want to address with your target audience, and then decide which message, or method would be the best way to captivate their attention. Another really good tip is mobile-friendly emails and landing pages. Studies found that 53% of emails are open on mobile platforms, and 69% of mobile users delete emails that are not optimized for mobile. And because of this, it's crucial that your emails have a responsive design that automatically formats the web page content to the optimal viewing on any type of device. But don't forget about the landing pages, because many marketing emails are often linked back to a designated landing page. Well, if you're at least developing out the right strategy, it should be. But it's not going to do you much good if your emails are optimized for mobile, but your landing page isn't. You need to ensure that all of your click-throughs to your landing pages that are also optimized for mobile so that your users don't click away out of some type of frustration. At Vonazon, before our automation team sends out a marketing email on behalf of our clients, we always send test runs to a designated group of people, some of our employees, and these employees then check to see if these emails, view on desktop, on mobile, and to ensure that the emails have a responsive design before they're officially actually sent out on behalf of our customers. It's these little precautionary measures like these that can be the difference between a user clicking on the email or clicking off of it. Another good tip is mobile-friendly apps. If you're designing and developing out an application, 20% of mobile apps, this is good information, 20% of mobile apps are only used once. And most people have anywhere between 50 and 100 apps on their mobile devices. So how can you ensure that your company's mobile application stands out amongst the rest? Consider integrating a smart marketing automation within your app to drive app downloads, user retention, even engagement or monetization, and all the other things that you need to necessarily do to ensure that the app is utilized on a regular basis. Nobody wants to use an app that is slow or even difficult to use, so keep that in mind as well. And The next one is engaging social media ads. This is really important. Recent studies have found that 71% of users access social media through their mobile devices. Well, that's obvious. If you aren't advertising on social media, then you could be overlooking an entire audience. Be sure to analyze marketing data that suggests what social media platforms your target audience is utilizing the most, and then try to create engaging content that stands out from all of the other ads that users are seeing on a daily basis, which means look at all the other ads before you design your content. Now that you're familiar with some of the, key areas, your mobile marketing strategy should be part of, let's discuss some 3 advantages of mobile marketing. I'll start with number 1, simplified mass communication. Since there are far more people on mobile devices than there are on desktop computers and laptops, mobile marketing helps companies to reach a wider audience and a more diverse audience, especially in the remote regions of the world. Consumers can be reached basically real time, no matter where they are. And with geolocation features, you can send location-specific content to users within specific areas, making it easier and more efficient to segment your audience. Number 2, cost-effective. Mobile marketing offers a variety of options to choose from, which makes it ideal for really any type of budget. For example, social media ads are far more cheaper than purchasing ad space on radio or television, and sometimes they reach more people. And in many cases, you can segment the audiences that you want to focus on, and you get a more diverse audience to engage with your content. And number 3 is a convenient design. Mobile devices have smaller screens, and then of course desktop computers, laptops, and even television, which means that the scope of the content that's being displayed is somewhat limited. This simplifies the job of your design team and your content curators, since it decreases the amount of space that they have to work with. Now, even though mobile marketing is extremely effective and streamlined approach for, reaching a wide group of people instantly and simultaneously, it has some downsides as well. So to be fair, here are 3 or a couple of the challenges or even disadvantages of mobile marketing. And the first one is data privacy. In recent years, many people have expressed concerns about the data that's collected from their mobile devices, how marketers use the information, and whether they're even entitled to it. Some fear that the data collected from mobile marketing is not being based on their consent, and that it increases the risk of things like identity theft and the selling off of private information to third parties. Also, some feel that through mobile tracking, measures are too invasive. In fact, not long ago, the tech giant Apple rolled out a system update called iOS 14.5, which limited mobile app tracking by requiring users to opt in to sharing information when they open the app for the first time after downloading it. And by the way, that same manufacturer is making new updates, which is iOS 15, that's going to change the way we engage with mobile content and the data in which marketers are able to receive from that content. So measures like these ultimately limit the amount of data that marketers can gain from mobile users. Number 2, the risk of procuring user costs. Sometimes, depending on the type of mobile marketing measure that's deployed, there is a chance that a user will have to pay for it. For example, campaigns that utilize MMS messaging, such as pictures and texts and links to, videos and things like that, can take up a significant amount of data to procure and potentially could procure user fees. And if marketing efforts like these are regularly sent out to users that don't necessarily have an unlimited mobile plan, they probably and could become frustrated with your company and maybe not click on the next one. So keep that in mind as you're building out your content. And number 3, little room for error. On average, desktop users tend to spend 2.5 seconds on any piece of content, compared to mobile users who spend about 1.7 seconds. Mobile users have a smaller attention span and a variety of companies that are competing for that attention. So it's important that you find a way to grasp their attention right away. This means that a mobile marketing strategy doesn't really have room to serve as a kind of a trial and error process. It must be well thought out pretty much from the get-go. As companies expand upon their marketing efforts, They not only need to see what platforms their target audiences are on, but also what devices they're accessing these platforms from. If your mobile marketing strategy is outdated or even non-existent, then you are significantly hindering your company's long-term success. So I suggest get creative and start reaching out to your consumers where it matters most. So until next time, my name is Kevin England, and keep figuring it out.